Hey all, welcome to another session with me, Varun on Tech Tablet. And in this session, we would be looking at and understanding the biggest confusion that's there in the market, that's alive between amongst a lot of developers. That is, which language do we choose? Should it be R or should it be Python? So in this video, let us crack the code, or let us understand the difference between R and Python as a language, and which of these you should choose if you want to be a developer. So the agenda would be to understand the difference between R and Python as a developer platform. It would be to look at some jobs and salary structures, and thereby we would conclude with an understanding of which is better for whom. Giving you a small introduction about myself, guys, my name is Varun. I started with being an SAP ABAP developer, moved on into UI5, moved on into passion, which is a bit of rapping. And I also have another YouTube channel, which is with the name Hyderabadi Chora. I would suggest that you check it out if you're interested in music. And now I currently work in the field of data science, and I also do data science training. And if in case you have any queries, and if you might want to follow me, you could do that on my Instagram account with the name, which is Hyderabadi Chora, as you could see here. Going forward, talking about the main differences between R and Python. R happens to be one of the most popular languages, and this language is greatly used by statisticians. Now, let me take the help of a marker to put that. It is greatly used by statisticians and data analysts to mostly research or to mostly work on data, and to give us great insights about it, to retrieve any kind of statistics. It could be to understand the deviation, or the mean, median, mode, or to check the distribution, or to come up with any basic machine learning algorithm. R is a great tool. But when you talk about Python on the other hand, it was developed for emphasis on code readability, and also its syntax allows programmers to express concepts in a milder way, right? That is in fewer lines of code. So you could say the main intention behind Python was not to understand, or was not to retrieve statistics. It was mainly launched as a language to work, or to solve, or to get integrated with greater languages, or to start functioning as a more served developer paradigm, rather than just any other platform for coding, right? I mean, these are the motives behind how or why these languages were launched. Now, going forward, there are some key differences between R and Python that every developer or every aspirant should know about. Now, to begin with, R is basically a statistical language. Going further, if the data analysis or visualization is at the core of your project, then R can be considered as a best choice, which means that if you are working on, probably analysis of data, visualization of data, when you have, your project associated with a lot of graphs and stats, then you could use R. R is a great choice in that case. Also, R comprises of multiple packages. Now, keeping R on hold for a second and looking at Python for a while, Python is regarded as a better choice if you have anything to do apart from statistics or beyond statistics. I wouldn't say apart from statistics. I would say anything beyond statistics or beyond stats. Python is a great language to choose. Also, it's very easy to learn, and it's very easy to access to. It's very easy to have access to, and it's also very easy to give access to. Then Python consists of, well, this is a point which I don't think any person can deny. It consists of a hell lot of libraries when you talk about text mining, or for that case, you talk about gathering or controlling the information or extrapolating the information. And also Python has got some great module based, or I would say profession based libraries. For example, you want to, if you are a researcher who's working on biology, or probably something to do with humans, you have BioPython, you have ZooPython, you have uh, you know you have Python, which is separate for development. You have Python, which is separate for integration. You have so many varieties of Python. You have PyCharm, PySpark, all of these. So Python basically serves as a wide integration base. I wouldn't even mind saying that probably Python has the world's largest integration base. All right. And also it integrates better than R. That's exactly what we were talking all the while. And it is suitable for R. On the other hand, here when you talk about it, it is suitable for more of exploratory work. And that's exactly what is covered in point 2. So point 4, I think, is a restructure of point 2, so we don't have to talk about it again. As the algorithms of R come from third parties, it happens that you might end up with inconsistencies. That is something that would happen. Now when you talk about Python, on the other hand, Python would not have, or Python does not have as many packages on statistics as R has. So Python, as we've just discussed, is great if you want to work not only on statistics. If your goal is to work on things which also include statistics, then you could still probably choose Python as a language. So that is the basic difference between R and Python when you talk about them as development platforms. Now here, when you take a look, or when you take a sneak peek into the opportunities, job opportunities, the golden line or the yellow line represents Python job opportunities, and we see that they're only increasing. Now, when we see this, guys, there is a lot of confusion in the market. This curve, or this rise which we see here, is also driven by a lot of other people, like hardcore Python developers, people who know Python through data science, or people who have great knowledge in deep learning. Again, they're all based out of Python. But then when you talk about R does not provide so many platforms, which is the reason why the job opportunities also on the whole are low. But if you just talk about R for machine learning and probably Python for machine learning, then I wouldn't hesitate to say that R and Python, both of them, are almost at par when you talk about job opportunities. So it would really not be a wise suggestion for any of us to learn one and leave another. Going forward, the next one that we have, or that we should be understanding, is the salary structure. Again, guys, please do not get carried away by these figures. This is just an approximation. Now when you talk about R programming, it starts with a minimum of $340,000 to, or 340,000 rupees to 329 compared to Python. But when you talk about the median, or when we look at the median figures, Python is definitely on a bit of larger scale, because a person who knows Python tomorrow, he can also be garnished for, or harnessed for, or other languages, right? So this is one of the biggest reason why Python still has a bit of edge in the market. But when you talk about, as I said, R versus Python on a machine learning platform, both of them are equally capable. One thing that should be noted here is that these salaries are also highly influenced by job location, your experience, and your proficiency in these languages. I have honestly come across certain developers, or certain freelance trainers and freelance professionals who work in the field of data science, who are expert in R and Python, or in R or Python respectively. And I've seen some developers who work in R who earn much more than a basic Python developer, because his knowledge is immense. So we really do not want to challenge these salary scales just because uh, we hear something in the market. Guys, I would say go give it a try, learn all what you can, and you never know which would come in hand for you. Then guys, this was introduced by a person named Robert Gentleman, and it was named after his first two names of the first two authors, our language, and it was created at Auckland, which is in New Zealand. And it is a project which got considered in 1992, and the first version came out in 1995, and the stable beta version came out in 2000. So R is a very young language. R is still flourishing. R is still growing. We as developers, we might have to nurture it a lot in order to, get R out. Now, when you talk about why R is extremely comprehensive. It's got some great graphical interface. You have the capability to do some advanced statistics, which we were talking about. It also has good cross-platform compatibility. not in comparison with Python though. R is also an open source language like Python. R can relate to other languages. It has also got a vast community support. There are support extensions in R as well, right? Now, at the end of the day, when a person would really want to make a decision about which module is it for him, or which of these modules should a person choose, guys, it highly depends and varies on the interest levels that you have, the requirement that you have, and also the skill set that you're interested in. Now, it could be statistics, or it could be machine learning, or it could be deep learning, or it could be anything. But if you're working on in the field of data science, no matter, it could be any of these modules spoken about just now. Profound foundational knowledge is very, very important. So please choose a language based on the amount of time you can invest, and also the requirement that your company has, or also looking at the trend which the market is following. And most importantly, the problem statement. This is something that we should not forget. Thanks a lot, each and everyone, for your patience and for being here. If in case you have any queries, please feel free to ask in the comment section below. And if in case there's anything that you are looking forward to, with regards to me making a video, please put in the comment section below, and we would make a video for you at the earliest. Thanks a lot for being there. This is me, Varun, your mentor or your trainer, signing off. Have a great day and all the best for the interview that you're about to prepare for. Thank you.